Fox News spent 30 years as Trump's personal propaganda arm. And we've just covered how they covered up his hat at a dignified transfer. And now Fox News is about to find out what happens when a billionaire that's even closer to Trump buys CNN and then turns that into something that makes Fox look like it's not even trying hard enough. Larry Ellison, the second richest man in America, who lives 20 minutes away from Mar-a-Lago, who has discussed with Trump personally which CNN anchors to fire, just bought Warner Brothers Discovery in a $110 billion deal. He already owns CBS, which has turned into state-run media. He already controls TikTok. And Fox's Lachlan Murdoch just stood up in response at an investor conference and he said, "Running news is hard." Murdoch is scared. Look, Fox News has always been the dominant force in right-wing media. They've shaped the Republican Party. They've made careers. They've broken careers. They've told 20 million people a night what to think about everything from immigration to whether your neighbor wearing a mask makes them a communist. They have been the communication infrastructure for all conservatives. And the deal they made, it was implicit, but it was very real, was this. You cover for us, you protect us, you amplify us, and in return, you get access, you get ratings, and you get to be the most important channel on television for the people who vote the way you want. And now that deal's being renegotiated. And for Fox, they don't have the leverage. Larry Ellison, this 80-year-old worth somewhere north of $240 billion, that number moves around daily depending on what's going on with the market. But the point is, it's an incomprehensible amount of money that this man has. Co-founder of Oracle, the software company that runs the digital backbone of most of America's commerce and government. And he recently moved his primary residence to Florida, probably for tax reasons and for influence reasons, because now he is 20 minutes from Mar-a-Lago. Trump calls him a friend and confidant. And let me go over the things, by the way, that Larry Ellison now controls or is about to control. CBS, his son David's company Paramount Skydance, that completed that $8.4 billion acquisition of Paramount last year, the deal that got FCC approval. And if you recall, they got it primarily for political reasons. Paramount settled Trump's $20 billion lawsuit over the 60 Minutes Kamala Harris interview, a lawsuit that was deemed by most legal experts to be meritless. They canceled Stephen Colbert, the most watched late-night show on network television. Number one in the ratings, gone in May. Colbert rightfully called it a big, fat bribe. They added a right-wing editorial ombudsman. They put Barry Weiss in charge of CBS News. CBS is now state news. Then you're going to add on top of that CNN, Warner Brothers Discovery, HBO, Comedy Central, the home of Jon Stewart, all of it. A $110 billion deal finalized just last week after Netflix, which had won the initial bid, got politically outmaneuvered. The Ellisons went back in with more money, more political juice, and took the whole thing. David Ellison attended Trump's State of the Union address as the personal guest of Lindsey Graham. And then there's TikTok. Oracle, Larry Ellison's company, has a 15% stake in the US version of TikTok, and he controls its whole data infrastructure and algorithm. The Guardian reported that Ellison and Trump discussed personally which CNN anchors to fire and which shows to put on the air. Ellison has discussed with the White House running surveillance camera data through Oracle's AI systems. That's not a man who's buying media companies because he loves journalism. He is building infrastructure for more right-wing propaganda. If you thought that CBS and Fox News were bad, wait till you see what he's got now. Again, CBS, CNN, HBO, Comedy Central, TikTok, Warner Brothers, Paramount, all under one family, one political alliance, 20 minutes from Mar-a-Lago, and one administration just waving it on through. And back to Lachlan Murdoch with Fox News, because this is crazy to me. At Morgan Stanley Technology, the media and telecom conference that was happening last week, Murdoch was asked about the Ellison deal and how Fox News handles this new competition. His answer, Under the Ellisons, CNN obviously will be a strong competitor as we expect. But we like competition. And we've proven over many years now that we can. Running news is hard. Running news is hard. That's what you say when you're trying to sound relaxed while a panic attack brews right behind your eyes. Because Murdoch can't say what he's really thinking. Fox News' entire deal, their entire value proposition is that their entire reason to exist was that it was the one place on television that reliably covered for Donald Trump. That was their entire product. Trump loyalty, delivered nightly. And now there's going to be another network, one with CNN's infrastructure, HBO's credibility, and the Ellison family's direct line to the Oval Office. Oh, and Larry's $400 billion behind it. It's all doing the exact same thing that Fox News did. But the Ellisons, they didn't have to spend 30 years building it. They just bought it. And then they just moved 20 minutes away from the president's house. You know, Fox says that they've been running the most trusted name in conservative news for 3 decades. The Ellisons said, we can be the most trusted news for $300 billion. They don't need the Murdoch's permission. And by the way, when the Ellisons bought Paramount, CBS News saw a wave of resignations over their editorial independence. Barry Weiss leaving the New York Times and founded the Free Press, a publication that describes itself as not MAGA, but also very much not MAGA. They're now in charge. Barry Weiss, now in charge of editorial direction. The first moves included shifting CBS's balance way to the right and canceling the most watched late-night host who consistently called out the Trump regime. Now imagine that playbook applied to CNN, HBO, Comedy Central. We've already seen TikTok. During the service outage, it already appears to have had some interesting behavior around searches for terms like Epstein and coverage of ICE shootings. It's not TikTok, it's Trump talk. And look, I'm not here to tell you Fox News was ever good. They weren't. They were terrible. But what I'm telling you is what's being built right in front of you, what's being bought right in front of you makes Fox News look like a warm-up act. Fox News covered up for everything for Trump, including his hat at that transfer, that dignified transfer of the remains of our 6 soldiers, because that was the deal. The Ellisons are covering for Trump because Larry lives 20 minutes away and has Trump's personal phone number, and he has more money than most countries. Yeah, Lachlan, running news is hard, but running state media is apparently pretty easy when you've got enough zeros in your bank account and Trump's DOJ in your pocket. And we covered the anchor who had to read that hostage video correction about Trump's hat. That guy, he works for a network that is now officially the second most captured media company in America. The one in first place, they're still buying it. They're still building it. Just watch out, folks.
They called it closed, filed away, forgotten. But some truths don't stay buried. Time doesn't erase guilt. A reckoning is always just around the corner. A death in Arcadia. Justice has a long memory.